my dear friends. Hope you're doing well. Today I'm going to start video on MCQ series of biology from chapter Human Physiology. So let's get started without wasting any time. Question number 1. Name the site where digestion of proteins occurs. Option 1 pancreas, option 2 rectum, option 3 liver, option 4 ileum. We know that ileum is a part of small intestine. So the digestion of proteins occurs mainly in stomach and small intestine, primarily in duodenum, jejunum and ileum. As you can see in the options, the rectum and liver doesn't participate in the digestion of proteins, whereas pancreas contains the pancreatic juices, which contains the enzymes, also which responsible for the breakdown of proteins. You can see the chymotrypsin and trypsin for the digestion of the proteins. But these pancreatic juices, which contains the enzymes, becomes only activated when they reach the duodenum. So the main digestion site for the protein occurs is ileum. The correct option is option number 4, ileum. Question number 2. Stomach epithelial cells in the body secrete. Option 1 hydrochloric acid, option 2 oxytocin, option 3 adrenaline, option 4 testosterone. We know that oxytocin, adrenaline and testosterone, these three are hormones, whereas hydrochloric acid is secreted by the parietal cells present in the stomach. In stomach we have four major types of cells: mucous cells, parietal cells, chief cells and endocrine cells. Mucous cells is responsible for secreting of mucus. Parietal cells is responsible for secreting the hydrochloric acid. Chief cells which secretes the pepsin and endocrine cells secretes the gastrin. So here the hydrochloric acid is secreted by parietal cells present in the epithelial cells of the stomach. So the correct option is option 1 hydrochloric acid. Question number 3. Night blindness and xerophthalmia are generally conditions associated with the deficiency of which vitamin? Option 1 vitamin B, option 2 vitamin K, option 3 vitamin B2, option 4 vitamin A. We know that vitamin B is related with metabolism and synthesis of RBC. Vitamin K is related with blood clotting. Vitamin B2 is related with breakdown of fats, carbs and proteins, and whereas vitamin A is related with eye. Within eye, we have vitamin is in the form of retinal that combines with opsin to form rhodopsin, which is nothing but photosensitive visual pigment of rods. If vitamin A deficiency occurs, then that will lead to decrease in the rhodopsin pigment and impairment of rod's function. That will causes night blindness and xerophthalmia. As you can see in picture, normal vision and the night blindness. Whereas in normal vision we can see everything, whereas in night blindness it's like totally dark. So in this question we have the correct option is option 4 vitamin A. Let's move to the question number 4. Functional units of food absorption. Option 1 red blood cells, option 2 small intestine, option 3 villi, option 4 aggregated lymphoid nodules. We know that RBC and aggregated lymphoid nodules does not comes under functional unit of food absorption. Why? Because RBC is transporter of oxygen. Aggregated lymphoid nodules is related with immunity, which prevents the entering of harmful pathogens. Whereas small intestine is main area for food absorption, but villi is a finger-like projections in the small intestine that helps to absorb the food more efficiently in the body, which increases the surface area for absorption of food. So the correct option is option 3 villi. Let's move to the question 5. Where are the parotid glands located? Option 1 below the stomach, option 2 behind and above the pancreas, option 3 below and in front of the ear canal, option 4 underneath the armpits. We know that the parotid gland anatomically is located in front of the ears. The duct of these glands secretes the saliva into the mouth from Steenson duct near your upper second molar. So, in the options given below, you cannot find parotid glands below the stomach, not behind and above the pancreas, and not underneath the armpits. So, the correct option is option 3, below and in front of the ear canal. Question number 6. The maximum amount of carbon dioxide in the human body is transported as option 1, bicarbonate, option 2, carbide, option 3, amylase, option 4, none of the above. Carbon dioxide can be transported through the blood via three methods. First, it is dissolved directly in the blood, bound to plasma proteins, or it may bound to hemoglobin, or it may convert into bicarbonate. So the majority of the carbon dioxide is transported as bicarbonate system. So as you can see in the picture, the carbon dioxide from the tissues diffuses into the RBC in the form of bicarbonate. So as you can see in the other options, carbide and amylase, the carbon dioxide in the human body, if it is transported as carbide, then it will be very harmful for the human body. And whereas amylase is just an enzyme secreted by the pancreas. So the correct option is option 1, bicarbonate. Question number 7. Which of the following organisms have book lungs? Option 1, spider. Option 2, ant. Option 3, penguin. Option 4, sea lion. Book lungs is a respiratory organ for most of the arthropods and arachnoid groups. So in the given option, spider comes under arachnoid groups, whereas ant, penguin, sea lion does not comes under arachnoids and the arthropod groups. Ant breathe through spiracles, whereas penguin, they have lungs just like the birds. They have the air sacs which they can breathe through, whereas in sea lion they have some special muscles to open them in order to breathe. So spider is having the book lungs as a respiratory organ. So the correct option is option 1, spider. Let's move to the question number 8. Altitude sickness is typically caused due to option 1, partial pressure of oxygen, option 2, increased levels of carbon dioxide in the blood, option 3, cold temperatures, option 4, none of the above. So we know that altitude sickness means at the extreme level of altitude as we climb, the oxygen levels decreases, the partial pressure of oxygen decreases. So we feel nausea, dizziness, fatigueness and shortness of breath. So there will be not an increased level of carbon dioxide in blood and there will be not a cold temperatures. Yes, the cold temperature will be there, but the altitude sickness is not caused due to cold temperatures. So the correct option is option 1, the partial pressure of oxygen. Why? Because the oxygen demands increases as we go at a high altitude. So the correct option is option 1, the partial pressure of oxygen. Question number 9. Hypopnea is a condition where option 1, the airway becomes partially obstructed. Option 2, the blood does not clot properly. Option 3, the lungs cannot eliminate the excess carbon dioxide from the body. Option 4, the blood oxygen levels are abnormally low. Hypopnea is a condition where there is an airflow decreases for at least 30 seconds in respirations. Like there is a 30% decrease in the ventilation. And there is a partially airway becomes obstructed. So hypopnea doesn't leads to blood clotting or doesn't belongs to the lungs which cannot eliminate the excess carbon dioxide from the body, or the blood oxygen levels are abnormally low. Blood oxygen levels are abnormally low, we called hypoxemia, but it doesn't comes under the condition called hypopnea. So the correct option is option 1, the airway becomes partially obstructed. Question number 10. Emphysema is characterized by option 1, loss of peripheral vision. Option 2, shortness of breath. Option 3, chronic diarrhea. Option 4, slow clotting from wounds. Emphysema is a lung disease where the air sacs are damaged. The inner walls of the air sacs, that is alveolar sacs, weakens and rupture. So what happens here? There will be a dyspnea. Dyspnea means there will be shortness of breath. But as you can see in the options, emphysema is not related to the vision or maybe not related to the diarrhea, GIT, and it is not also related to the blood clotting. So the correct option is option 2, shortness of breath. Question number 11. Humans have how many lobes in the left lung? Option 1, 3. Option 2, 2. Option 3, 4. Option 4, 1. We know that the right lung has 3 lobes and left lung has 2 lobes. The left lung has 2 lobes because most of the space in the chest cavity is occupied by the heart. So the correct option is option 2, 2. Let's move to the question number 12. Jellyfish breathe through option 1, book lungs, option 2, gills, option 3, diffusion, option 4, none of the above. As you can see in the given picture, the jellyfish has some special cavity called internal cavity. So the jellyfish breathe by gas diffusion through all the surface of their body. But book lungs is a respiratory organs for most of the arthropods and arachnids, whereas gills are the respiratory organs for most of the fishes. But jellyfish has some special cavity called internal cavity which they can breathe. So the correct option is option 3, diffusion. Question number 13. Which of the following statements are false? Option 1, pituitary gland is found at the base of the brain. Option 2, adrenal glands are found on top of the kidneys. Option 3, lymph nodes are found only near the neck and armpits. Option 4, thyroid glands or ductless glands. So as you can see in the option 1, pituitary gland is found at the base of the brain. Yes, it is true. Pituitary gland is found in the base of the brain and they are lodged in the sella turcica of sphenoid bone. Option 2, adrenal glands are found on top of the kidneys. Yes, true. They are found on the upper pole of the kidneys. Option 3, lymph nodes are found only near the neck and armpits. No, we can see the lymph nodes in every region of the body, not only near the neck and armpits. And option 4, we have thyroid glands or ductless glands. Yes, thyroid glands are endocrine ductless glands. So the correct option is option 3, lymph nodes are found only near the neck and armpits. Question number 14. The primary function of cerebrospinal fluid is to option 1, protect the brain. Option 2, provide nutrients to the surrounding tissue. Option 3, remove waste products. Option 4, all of the above. So we all know that cerebrospinal fluid is related with protection of the brain, providing nutrients and removing the waste products. It protects the brain against the shocks and jolts and also provides the nutrients to the surrounding neighboring tissues, right? Whereas and also it removes the waste products as well. So the correct option is option 4, all of the above. Question number 15. The lungs are protected by option 1, sternum, option 2, rib cage, option 3, backbone, option 4, all of the above. Lungs are protected by anteriorly sternum, posteriorly vertebral column or backbone, and laterally and surroundingly by rib cage. You can see in the picture given below. So the correct option is option 4, all of the above. So that's it for today, friends. Hope you find it more helpful and more interesting. Please do watch, like and share to your friends if you find it more useful. Thank you. Bye-bye. Take care and please subscribe to my channel.